Quit sabotaging the things in your life just because they aren't the prettiest, just because they aren't the most attractive. Their vanity isn't what you think it should be, right? So many of us go through this life, and nowadays we're so caught up on what is, attractive, what's sexy, what's shiny, that we look right past the opportunity. We look right over the hedge into something that's more destructive, less productive, just not as good. We look over what it is that's right in front of us that is actually the best thing for us. And we all do it at times, right? I know I've done it tons of times. The lowest hanging fruit that's right in front of you. Well, there's one that's a little bit higher up, farther on, that looks better, right? And we miss this one that's right in front of us. Now, don't get me wrong. Strive to have more. Strive to have more, be more because you can. But do not avoid what is obviously best for you simply because it is not exactly sexy to you. Right? Like, we all do this. And it's quite interesting because it's like the opposite of Darwinism at this point. Like, it's natural selection going backwards. Right? Like, do you think back in the day, well, let me put it this way. Throughout all of history, the ones that have actually made change are the ones who embraced discomfort and did things outside of the box. Did things that didn't make sense, that others didn't want to do. And were called crazy for it. And were called whatever you can imagine because of it. While everybody else kept doing the normal, the sexy, the shiny, the what made sense. Keeping up with the Joneses, caring about what everybody else thinks. Right? I think it's Albert Einstein, and I might have quoted this before. He says, mediocrity or extraordinary has always found hatred or adversity from mediocre minds. I probably halfway butchered that, but that's the essence of it. Look it up. And that's Einstein saying that. Right? Have you ever felt that? Have you ever been going against the grain in some sort of way? And someone around you, whether it be friends, family, a loved one, they kind of gave you some shit for it. They gave you some shade. They said, hey man, what are you doing? Right? What is that? Well, that is the crab in the bucket syndrome at times, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Your loved ones care about you and they want to see you prosper, at least hopefully that's the case. And sometimes they're just worried for this reason or that reason. Right? And from their frame of concept, maybe they have every reason to be worried because of what they've been through. But you can't let you slow you down. You can't let that stop you from going on your journey of passion and fulfillment. You see, what you're supposed to go through is what you're supposed to go through. And just because someone else thinks that you might fail or you might go through something bad, that doesn't mean jack shit. Okay? Take advice from those who have been through similar situations or are in situations or positions that you actually want to be in, right? That's a different topic for a different day, but it's on the same kind of idea, right? Personally, what we do, how we do it, it's the bright and shiny syndrome. Something might be staring us in the face that is the greatest idea, it is the most productive way of doing something, but something over there is a little bit better looking, so I'm going to go check that out. I'm going to take a second from this. Yeah, it'll still be there, right? Maybe not. And you go check that other thing out. Next thing you know, that one fluked on you. It was a bad idea. It just looked good. And now this idea is not where it was. Now you've missed out on it maybe altogether or just even in the slightest. Right? And it's because we become unfocused. We are attracted to vanity so much so. So if we're talking about the societal construct of this idea, this is heavily ingrained into our entire fabric of society at this point. Why is that? Well, because we live in the information age. We live in such a time, where we know about so much. We know about everything. And we're constantly sexualized as well. That's a different topic, but very much similar. We're constantly looking for something better, something better, something better. And we're comparing. We're comparing ourselves to everything. Comparing our life, comparing our wife, comparing our jobs, our everything to something different. And this comparison is the thief of joy. Been said 100 times at this point, thousands. But we still do it. It's still something that naturally happens. That negative bias starts working against us. It gets in control of us, using our lower selves. Next thing we know, we can't hold ourselves back from chasing something that's sexier or shinier than the gold fruit that's right in front of us. That maybe has all of our answers in it, or is the path that we are absolutely meant to be on. You see? It's crazy how things happen like that. But it's just a way of what it is right now. And we have to be able to see it and understand it in our own life. The effects it's had on us, the effects it will have on us in the future if we do not stop it. Because once we do that, well, then it becomes clear. It's like, okay, well, I was tempted to do this because it looked good. It looked, vibrant and colorful in these ways. When in reality, I had everything I needed right here in front of me, and I just had to take that less pretty, more boring step towards it. Right? So it's about stopping the comparison game. I understand that's what you're doing at times. It's about appreciating where you are, appreciating the step and the fruit that is right in front of you. Because here's the thing too, that fruit that's right in front of you, that is likely, or not even likely, that is a manifestation of your labors already up until that point. God, the universe, the manifestation and creation, the things that they put right in front of us, they're there for a reason. They're there for a reason. They are part of what you asked for. They're part of what you've been working for, either consciously or subconsciously. Right? And God, creation, the universe, they will throw us a little something on the side. They'll throw us a temptation. They'll throw us something at us that can throw us off track completely if we allow it. Right? And don't get me wrong, you'll learn from that. If you do get thrown off. But it's how many times are you going to allow yourself to get thrown off? That's the question, man. That is the question. How many times are you going to get thrown off from chasing what it is you're meant to be pursuing? Chasing one path that'll get you to your goals. Are you fulfilling your goals before you start something new? Or are you starting, going hard, getting bored, and looking at something new? I know I've done that plenty of times. And almost every time I regret it. Now there's a time and place to switch up prerogatives and look at new things. But you must be dialed in that process. You must talk to mentors, use your resources, and make sure you're making the right decision. And not just making one based off of what's pretty and shiny. Right? It's not an easy thing to do. But in this journey, in this path of purpose and progress, you'll have many decisions like this. One of the biggest talents or skills or traits, I guess it is, of high-level people, high-level entrepreneurs, anybody you look at, you'll hear is decisiveness. Being able to make a decision and stick with it. I know the way I grew up, I was very indecisive early on. So it's still something that I beat back against. Being decisive. Making a decision, stick with it. So, do that for yourself. Quit comparing. Be grateful for where you are at. Be grateful for the step that's in front of you. Realize and appreciate the ease of the boring step. And prevent yourself from jumping into something that's just more pretty. Because that getting thrown off, that was what will end up having you quitting or giving up at some point in a lot of situations. Because we go and we feel all these emotions, and something happens, we get a little bit thrown off, and we divert our attention, which then diverts our momentum and our progress even more so in the original. Then that doesn't work out. Then we go back, and if you do this a few times, it is incredibly unmotivating. It is deteriorating to the mind and the soul. So if you stay on track and you don't fall to those temptations every time, and you stay that person who's consistent in their actions with the ones that are aligned with your values and morals and goals, that's how you're going to get to where you want to go. Right? Consistency, determination, grit, all the good stuff we all know. I hope this helped. If you got something from it, let me know. Let me know below in the comments. I want to hear what you got to say. If you completely disagree with something I said, please let me know. If you have a different idea for a video, let me know that as well. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And guys, let's just keep doing the darn thing. Let's just be ourselves. Let's live a life of purpose, passion, and fulfillment. And let's just do it, man. You got this. Let's go.